Before you cook a new meal, you read a recipe, right?
Right, but when it comes to our social media feeds, we're posting and hashtagging without much direction. Sounds like a recipe, all right, a recipe for disaster.
It always is, Heather. Dr. Jess Ghilani, a professor at the University of Pittsburgh at Greensburg. She is here with some strategies on how to curate your social media feed. I think we're so busy thinking about what we should post that we're really not thinking at all that we have full control over what others post or what we see.
Yeah, I don't think it's full control, but we have a lot more control when we realize.
Yes.
And since the introduction of algorithms on social media platforms, we actually have a lot less of a sense of what to predict, like what we're going to see and when.
Well, it's funny too, because when I first started out on TikTok, I got everything. And it's the longer you stay on a video and the more you like and the more you share and the longer you watch, and then your algorithm starts to form and tailor just to you. And then things get messed up. Kelly sends me a video that she thinks is funny. I don't think it's funny, but now my algorithm
That has never happened. That has never happened.
But your algorithm can change a little bit. And so talk to us a little bit about how that all works.
Sure. So an algorithm, like you said, is sort of just a recipe, and it receives input and produces output. And the input that we give, that you were talking about with liking, scrolling, sharing, clicking, that's all called engagement on social media platforms. And engagement is really the key to profitability for a lot of these big companies. They want you on there for as long as possible so that they can say to advertisers, hey, look how attentive our people are. You're going to want to pay to advertise for their attention. And when you're trying to actually curate your feed, you just use a lot of deliberate inputs, like running a search for something. That's a big tell to a social media platform that, hey, I'm interested in this. I noticed this summer that a lot of my algorithm still looks like the Olympics because I was super into the Summer Olympics. And that happens like with, someone sending you a video and your algorithm just shifts.
It starts to change.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will say, how do we get your social media feed, our social media feeds, to not obsess over a certain issue? Because you have to think about, do you remember the show Pimp My Ride with Exhibit? They would be like, we really love the color red. And he's like, okay, so we're gonna make the car red and the interior red. And it's like, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it obsesses over one topic.
It's so true. It really does just kind of shift in ways that you don't necessarily want it to, based off of one or two likes or shares or saves. And what you can do in that case, most posts have like a little X or a menu at the top right, and you can click that and hide it. And that will tell the algorithm, hey, I actually don't want to see so much of this. I want a little less.
I see. That's really interesting.
Wow.
I didn't even know that
I got
existed.
work to do, Jess.
I know, really, honestly, because there are a lot of people that are showing up on your feed that you may not follow, or maybe it's content that it's gone so far that you don't want to see that anymore. So how else do we have influence over what we're seeing?
Well, I think primarily through the processes of engagement and the processes of disengagement. So by, saying I want to mute an account, I want to snooze a word or a topic, there are different terminologies for different platforms, but the basics of saying this is what I don't want are there in just about every platform. It's just a matter of learning what that is called.
Absolutely. And Jess, you've been here in the past and we talked about digital hygiene. And this is something that I have started to practice and I can't suggest more. If someone may have missed that segment, how can we kind of clean it up?
So one of the things that you can do is to just realize that you have some control over this and start to deliberately hide, snooze, mute, get rid of the stuff you don't want to see. If you are feeling like there are people that you follow that you don't want to unfriend, but you're not happy about seeing all of their posts, you can unfollow them quietly, you can mute them, they won't know, and just start to take those actions rather than just kind of passively scrolling. View it as an active process.
Absolutely.
I love when you're here, and I know that our segments are really short to cover everything, but you have a big event that's coming up next month to kind of help people with some digital literacy stuff.
Yes, I do. So I've been doing a lot of workshops through the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh and through the Pitt Disinformation Lab to help folks with digital media literacy and digital skills like this. So I will be doing one at a branch in the West End on September 17th. I'm sorry, I don't have the
We're
date.
gonna have all that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yes, but coming up next month.
Yes, next month.
Oh, that is
Perfect.
awesome. Jess, you've taught us so much
Thank you.
Thank you for this.
It's really great stuff.
It really is. For more information on social media etiquette or to go to Jen's upcoming digital literacy event, head to our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh for more info.